everyone, it's Alyssa and welcome to You Can Learn Math. So today we're talking about evaluating functions. Ooh, functions. Functions, when they pop up, most students tend to have this sort of what is the point of these things feeling about them. And I get it, I do. Because you go from seeing things like y equals 3x plus 2, and then overnight they go, no, now it's going to be f of x equals 3x plus 2. You're like, why? Why am I doing this? For these equations and functions, a sort of simple way just for these two, what I'm talking about, to kind of differentiate between them is where is the focus. For this one, I could plug in a y, get an x, plug in an x, get a y. And you can technically kind of do that with this, but that's not the function of it. That's not the point of it. The point of a function is talking about inputs and outputs. It's like if I stick a number in for x, what gets spit out after I do this math? Input and output. And it's always I stick something in for x, which is going to show up there, f of whatever this is. I stick in something for this variable and I see what I get. I see what comes out the other end. And that is the primary focus of this. You can see how this could have like some real world applications more so, or that viewpoint could have some real world applications. For example, things like if I spend, $50, then how much of this can I buy? If I work for 10 hours, how many things can I produce? If I put in 10 hours, what comes out? If I put in $50, what comes out? So that's the idea of a function. Like I'm putting something in, this input, what comes out? You'll also hear this as independent and dependent variables. The independent is I'm picking whatever I want to stick in. And then what comes out is dependent on what you stick in. Okay, so then you're jumping over to evaluating the functions. And this is where you get something like this. F of x equals 4x minus 7. What is f of 3? Okay, so for this, all they're saying is if 3 is my input, if 3 is my independent variable, I'm putting 3 into this machine and seeing what comes out the other end. Like it's a little very simple computer program. If I type in 3, what happens? So all they're asking you with this nomenclature, with this way of writing it, is they're saying take this 3 and pop it into that first equation every time there's an x. Because you see 3 is our x, f of x, f of 3. So every time there's an x, put in 3. So 4 times 3 minus 7. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. So f of 3 is 5. That's what that is asking you. Okay, and this can be, a little more complex. It might be something like, let's say, f of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 4. They say, okay, what is f of 4? Again, they're telling you that 4 is your x. It's your input. It's your independent variable. They want you to plug that 4 into your little computer program of a function and see what it spits out. So let's do that. We're going to put 4 everywhere there's an x, because that's what they're telling us. 4 is going to replace x. So let's plug it in. 4 squared plus 2 times 4 minus 4. 4 squared is 16 plus 8 minus 4. 16 plus 8 is 24. Minus 4 is 20. So f of 4 equals 20. Okay? Oh, side point, it doesn't have to be f of x. They can also throw things up and say, oh, this is g of x and, m of x and whatever else they want, just to mess with you. Not really, but that's what it feels like, right? Okay. And don't, it's the same thing. It means the same thing. Okay. So another thing they can do, like just as soon as you get used to sticking in numbers for x, then they come along with something like this. F of x equals 3x plus 2. Whoops, I need that parentheses there. G of x equals x squared. What is f of g of x? And you're like, oh, goodness gracious, what am I supposed to do with this? And then just for kicks, then they'll say, oh, and what is g of f of x? Okay. Now remember, when we have something like f of x equals 2x plus 1, and we want to know what is f of 2. What are they saying? They're saying take this thing that I've put here, whatever's inside those parentheses, that's my x, and I'm going to plug it in wherever there's an x in this equation. So over here, g of x is my x. So I'm going to plug it in wherever there's an x in this original equation. Man, this thing is just like drag. It's not fun. It's not fun. And I don't have a slow computer, but this whiteboard, man, I may have to get a new whiteboard. Okay, let's look for another app version of it. All right. So, okay, f of g of x. They're saying take this g of x and plug it in wherever there's an x in the original equation. So let me show you, because that can be a little funny the way I'm saying it. G of x is x squared. So it's like they're saying, I'm just going to rewrite it. What is f of x squared? They want you to plug x squared in wherever there's an x in our original thing. So that's going to be 3x squared plus 2. I've plugged in x squared wherever there's an x. So it's just 3x squared plus 2. That's all you can do. You can't go any further than that. All right, what about this one? G of f of x. They're saying plug in f of x into this equation. So they're actually saying g of 3x plus 2. And normally they might just give us a number here to plug into our function g of x, but they're not. They're giving us this whole little binomial, the 3x plus 2. Plug it in. So, okay, let's plug it in. Because it says x squared. So they're telling us to plug in 3x plus 2 for x, and then square it. And I'm not going to go into detail about how to do this. If you want to see about multiplying binomials, link in the description below. I have a video on that. Okay, so that's going to be 9x squared plus 12x plus 4. Okay, and that would be your final answer, 9x squared plus 12x plus 4. So anytime you have those nested, and then, man, they love it. This is a very popular thing I've seen on several like SAT tests where they'll do like f of g of x or g of f of x and try to make you plug things in like that. Another one that they might do is something like this. They might say, what is f of g of 2? Okay. Same kind of thing, same process. You take it bit by bit. You start here. What is g of 2? Well, so that's our problem. It's like we were given this problem, g of x equals x squared. What is g of 2? Well, we know we plug in 2 wherever there's, why did I put equals 2? Equals question mark. We put in a 2 wherever there's an x. So 2 squared equals 4. g of 2 equals 4. And then we can go back over here and go, okay, so you're actually asking what is f of 4. So this is what they're then asking. F of x equals 3x plus 2. What is f of 4? Well, 3 times 4 plus 2. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. F of g of 2 is 14. Okay, so if you have any additional questions or variations on this sort of problem that you'd like some help with, or maybe a second video doing some more complicated variations of that, please leave a comment down below. If you have any just general ideas for, future videos or things you'd like to see me cover, please leave those in the comments as well. I hope you enjoyed that today. If it was helpful, useful in any way, please like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a great day. See you later. Bye.